Good afternoon here. Welcome.
Good afternoon.
We are a little bit late for a couple of minutes, but it's fine. We
No
still have a
worries,
lot of people.
as long as people surviving the day and enjoying it, and it's all great. I have to say it was really strange to do this selfie video, but yeah. So
That's great. That's great. So I'll share your screen so you can start your presentation. Can you?
yeah, sure.
Here we are.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah, we see the screen. It's already up.
Okay, great. So thanks everyone. I will start with a quick intro. My name is Nir Dupler. I'm the CRO in FORNOVA. And I'm probably one of the only people on the call here that didn't grow up in the hospitality industry. I've been mainly in BI technology most of my career, from military intelligence tech to finance and telco BI. And in the last 6 years, as part of FORNOVA, I've been focusing on hospitality BI. I'm very much of a data geek, as everyone call it around here. I have to say that after working with, for a couple of years with the top OTAs and thousands of hotels, it's actually helped me to see the effect of distribution and marketing on profit optimization and the ability to drive a more direct business. And this is what I want to focus today. It's already end of day. I've been listening during the day, so hopefully I can tell you a few things that you haven't heard already today and share some useful insights. So just before starting, just a couple of words about FORNOVA. I promise I'm not going to turn this into a sales pitch, so I'm going to keep it less than 10 seconds. FORNOVA is a leading BI company in the hospitality space. We work with over 20,000 hotels globally and OTAs, and that are basically using our patent technology of gathering online data in high scale. We strongly believe that data is the core of everything we do, and the quality of the data is what basically determines the quality of the BI. We have about 4 BI solutions around marketing, revenue, and distribution. And if you want to know more, you're welcome to contact me on nir@fornova.com or through our website or LinkedIn. That's it. So let's jump in. I want to start with this chart that I actually saw last year and actually really surprised me. This is a survey done by HSM AI with over thousands of revenue managers, asking them how do they measuring their success today. 77.4 said they're measuring their success mainly by looking at the RevPAR. However, 46% of them believe this is not the right measurement, as it doesn't drive any cost optimization. So why are they still using it as the main one? According to the survey, which was immediately the next question, reason number 1, lack of data and lack of BI. Reason number 2, data trust issues. I just want you to keep that in mind as we're going through the rest of the presentation. I think it's a really key point for all of us to learn from. Moving to recovery, yes. So we can see the light at the end of the tunnel, at least in most part of the world. And we are slowly moving from survival mode. This is what was in the last, I would say, 18 months, where we basically let go most of our staff and looked everywhere where can we reduce cost. And we're looking to go back into growth. And we probably all wonder how this growth going to look like, how fast or slow it will be, and how can we be prepared to make the most out of it. One of the answers is obviously technology. And here we can be very optimistic, as surprisingly, in the last 2 years of the pandemic have pushed more technology adoption across many industries. And we actually in FORNOVA, we see it clearly also in hospitality. We've seen significant maturity in hotels technology stack moving much faster than before. So having that in mind, what suddenly makes we've been talking all day about profit optimization and why suddenly are we so focusing on profit optimization? Why suddenly this is more important than before? So let's look at the next 3 years of recovery. I think we all understand by now that it's not going to come back in one big bang. It's going to take time. Some of the more optimistic people say 2 years, others say 3 to 4 years. Let's take an average of 2.5 or 3 years. But the main reason is obviously the drop in business and corporate, which will take them more time to come back. The result is that the ADR and RevPAR will continue to be lower than what we used to see in 2019 and before. And unfortunately, there is nothing we can do about that. So sooner we understand that, the better. So if we want So if in the past revenue managers, if we've seen, as we've seen in the slide before, we're mainly focused on optimizing the pricing top line. Now, in order to get quickly recovery and make the owners happy, the focus must shift more and more to the bottom line, basically looking at the net rev par, or even better at the go par, which takes more operational and distribution into consideration. Talking about expenses and talking about cost, as you all heard during the day, distribution optimization, I believe, and I would be happy to see that I'm not alone here, is probably is the key to meet these challenges. While RevPAR and NDR will continue to stay relatively low in the next couple of years, the relative portion, and we all know the relative portion, as we heard before, of leisure will go up, and the OTA proportion of your distribution mix will go up as well. This will create pressure on your OTA market share, ranking, and visibility, which is key for your demand on the OTA. And that will most likely push you to use more promotions and more products like Prefer, Genius, or Accelerator that will eventually increase more your distribution cost. This means that if you don't want to experience significant drop in profit as a result of that, you must start looking now on how you optimize this cost. Now, looking at a different type of cost, distribution, whether it's direct or marketing or wholesalers, or it's probably the only variable cost that can be optimized without damaging your service level. Yes, you can optimize your staff, you can reduce staff, or maybe you can even reduce the number of croissant in breakfast, but this will damage your service and the customer satisfaction, something you want to avoid doing. So one last element before moving into some more kind of actionable, kind of to do or not to do insight. I want to talk about the relationship between distribution and marketing and sales. Marketing is distribution. Marketing cost must be part of distribution cost. And again, I was happy to hear many people talking about that during the session today. And because that's something I have to say, I've not seen in many hotels taking that into consideration. They must be managed and they must be synced side by side. More than that, if you think about it, marketing is your only distribution channel that is paid in advance. And it's disconnected from the actual revenue, from the actual booking. Hence, it needs to be extra carefully managed and optimized in order to achieve this cost reduction. In the next couple of slides, this is really where I'm going to focus, and I'm going to dive into that. So how do we optimize distribution? I'm actually getting this question from many of the hotel I'm working with directly, and I can tell you that we have spent many hours with chains like NH and Premier Inn and Marriott and others to study and analyze that. The bottom line is not different than any other business analysis. First, you need to know your business, to know every last detail. And I'm not talking about some Excel files and pickup reports. I'm talking about having a proper BI distribution solution that can do much more a micro advanced segmentation. And I will explain exactly what I mean. Second, you need to understand your current distribution landscape. And yes, including direct. In most cases, and this is really critical, we see direct cost is roughly around 4 to 5%. If you manage it carefully, and you have the right solution in place, this is pretty much where you can get to, 4.5%. However, we've seen hotels that easily, when we sit down with them and we review it and we calculate it, you can see that it easily gets over 10% if you don't manage it correctly. And in most hotels doesn't even calculate it today as part of the distribution, as part of the distribution cost. I mean, they're just putting in commission level to pay to OTAs and etc. And this is really critical to pay attention to. Once you have the details, then you need to set the strategy. I've seen a lot of hotels without any proper distribution strategy, or in other words, very flat strategy, focusing only on getting the booking rather than getting the right booking from the right channel. An approach that usually create also unnecessary tension between the different departments and will not help the profit. So it's gather your team, sit down and start talking about planning. Once you have the strategy, you need to enforce it. And you can't enforce it unless you have the right monitoring and technology in place. And this is also something that it's key to understand. Having the right solution in place is the key. It's not just about having a solution. It's about having the right solution for your needs. Your rate shopper, for example, and this is just an example, they need to show you the price of your comp set. But from which point of sale is coming from? Where do you see the prices from? Is it from regional customer or from international? In the last couple of years, and I think that the pandemic have made it even more extreme, we see in our numbers that about 23% of the cases, OTAs will present lower price on local point of sale rather than international. And you need to know it. You don't want to make decision based on the wrong data. So it's critical that you speak with your rate shopper vendor, whoever it is, to find out from where they're getting the actual shopping and rates, and make sure this is aligned with your needs. And your needs are based on your customers, are based on having this breakdown over here, of knowing for each of diving into your a reservation and understanding where they're coming from, how they're broken down between, you know, the country, the city, and broken down to every channel. And when you analyze this, when you microanalyze this internal data, you need to look into your channel breakdown and micro segmentation and answer this question: where are my guests coming from? Which channel is contributing the most, from which country, which age, which room type, and etc. Only then, when you have this data, we can really start talking about cost per channel and really start calculating that, the cost per channel. Without that, you're just pretty much shooting in the dark. All right, let's go into some more kind of key elements to achieve cleaner and more optimized distribution cost. I'm just going to go through points here. And again, you can feel free to reach out after that, and we can dive into more details. You know, I only have 20 minutes here. So first, some key rules that I'm sure you're familiar with. There is no better channel. It's all about strategy and making sure you use each channel in the most optimized way and have the right inventory, including brand.com, which is another channel. Marketing and distribution should be fully aligned and should be carefully monitored together in order to achieve the best result. The last thing you need is for your distribution to run a promotion, for example, on booking.com, going to the extranet, you run a promotion on booking.com without letting your marketing manager know about it. And then it's created a serious parity issue. And this parity issue will immediately affect, it will reduce the marketing conversion, whether it's on Google, on the Meta, on the brand.com, and reducing marketing conversion, very simple, increase your acquisition cost. It will increase your CPA and it will increase your PPC. Another example, which you can see over here, is what we call inventory analysis. And I'm always surprised to see that. Every time we go into a hotel and we start analyzing that, they tell, no, it doesn't happen with us. And then we start analyzing that and we see it does happen. Look at this chart. What you see here is basically the number of cases within the next 90 days. This is some hotel in Dubai that I just took as an example. Within the next 90 days, they have 22 issues where if you as a consumer go to the brand.com site, you will see there is no availability. But if you go to Google, if you go to Booking, there is plenty of availability. How can something like that happen? Many reasons. Technological issues, we know no software is bulletproof. But the most common thing is LOS restriction. Is someone putting some LOS restriction without making sure this will be also on your brand.com? So you know, these are small things, but these small things adds up. We see today, statistically, that 23% of direct booking are lost due to errors on the hotel brand.com and meta search bidding. These are things that just shouldn't happen. You just need the most basic monitoring in place to just make sure this will not happen, and it can save you a lot of money. High quality and consistency of content, reviews, and parity will give you higher visibility organically and will lead to a lower cost of distribution, both on CPA and PPC. Your organic ranking, both on Meta, Google, and OTAs, are very much directly affected on how you manage your price integrity, how you manage your content and reviews. If you don't have the right quality the right quality and the right consistency, then you will pay more on CPA, you will pay more on PPC. And it's actually pretty shocking and surprising to see how linear is the ratio between both. Sometimes even just a better, higher quality video, higher quality picture can actually reduce your PPC cost. And that's quite amazing when you start analyzing that. Some more stuff. So for example, OTAs are offering all these different great products. And I'm saying these are great products for visibility boosters and campaign. But these are great products only if you use this product wisely and based on data. And always calculate the incremental cost of them. Not the cost from the first dollar, but the incremental cost this type of promotion will add. If you use them wisely, they will boost your demand without increasing significantly your cost. If you don't, then you run into a problem. When running promotion on OTA to achieve better ranking, don't start with rate promotion. And this is also a mistake we see a lot. There are so many value-added promotion to start with, such as free upgrades, spending vouchers. You know, there's so many out there, and you would be surprised. I've actually seen the statistics with the OTAs. You know, they've been our partners. We've been sitting with them. I've seen the statistic, and you would be surprised how effective they are. So don't just run quickly and put like a flat a booster commission or whatever, or just reduce the price as a first choice. Don't run flat promotions. The OTAs today give you a way to focus on where you actually need it. Choose specific target dates, choose specific markets and customer type. OTAs allow you to do that, but many hotels, they just don't use it. I've seen them just running promotion flat, everywhere the same. And this will obviously damage your profitability. There's just no reason to do it when you have such a sophisticated tools you're being offered today. And there are also cheap and free channels out there. Use them more. For example, a few weeks ago, Google have announced they're giving free traffic for hotels, and yet I haven't seen, you know, many hotels just jumping on it to use it. This is free traffic, basically. You can drive CPA on Google for free, in a way, and use directories, dynamic retargeting. I mean, that's just one example. I mean, most of the hotels I've been working with, they're still using static banners, static retargeting, which is about 30% less effective than dynamic retargeting. They cost the same. The traffic will cost you the same, but you're just going to get 30% better conversion, 30% better traffic. And last thing, which is not really related to distribution, but I just had to say it, that I still find it super important, is upsells. We've been working with companies like Premarine, and I can tell you, I mean, if you take them as an example, they don't stop the user journey after the booking. The funnel continue with specific targets to marketing, also after the booking, to increase the profit per customer. So I know it's not related specifically to distribution, but I've seen it, and it's so obvious, and it's such a good way to increase your profit. So just use it more. I want to talk about this kind of specific Google example. One very example is that I've seen just too many cases, and I think hoteliers just don't put enough attention here. Since October 2020 to May 2020, we see, to May 2021, mistake here, we see an increase of almost 80%, from 20% to 36% in number of brand bids on Google, which is fantastic. We're really happy to see that hotels understand the power of Meta and Google and drive more direct traffic. However, in 32% of these cases, the brand price was higher than the OTA price on the meta search. Now, that's something that I just couldn't understand. I mean, how do you think when you're doing something like that, you're basically shooting yourself twice, right? You're going to lose the direct booking, and you will pay extra commission to the OTAs, and you're losing conversion, and most cases the consumer will click, which means you're reducing your conversion, which immediately going to increase your PPC. And the reverse PPC calculation that Google is doing, which means actually it will increase your CPA as well. So, but by looking at this rate integrity, it's not just about your next booking. Rate integrity, it's not just about, making sure you have better price and parity and all of that. It's really immediately related to your cost, related to how much you pay on CPA and how much you pay on PPC. I mean, if you look at these charts, this is an example from a chain in APAC. Okay, it's quite a big chain, one of the biggest chains. And if you look at these statistics, it's just, as you can see, in about 30%, 35, 40% of the cases, their prices on the meta sites are higher than the OTA's price there. It's better not to do, not to bid on the meta than that. And obviously the biggest problem, and everyone are talking about, is the wholesaler leakage and controlling the wholesaler leakage. How you're solving it, we can have a 2-hour discussion about how to solve it. But just, you have to keep that in mind, because just going out there without solving that means you're increasing your cost. So just to summarize quickly, to achieve real optimization without damaging the service, you need to look at these 4 areas together, not separately: marketing, distribution, revenue, and sales. Each one of them have data that can help you make strategic decision about the distribution, that will help you drive higher profit margin. And I will finish. I know I'm running out of time, so I hope you got some good insights here, but I want to finish with this statement from PwC in the latest 2021 report, basically talking about technology. I'm coming from a technological company. I've been in technology, and I believe that it's pretty much the answer for a lot of the challenges. And I wish you all good luck, and hope everyone are wrong, and recovery is going to be super fast, and it's not going to take 2 years.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nir. That was great. I mean, very interesting, your masterclass. I really invite anyone watching it right now to get in touch with Nir through LinkedIn. How can people get in touch with you, apart LinkedIn, of course?
My email at near@fornova.com, or just for our website and or LinkedIn. We will get back to you, and we can have more discussions about distribution, where I think it's a subject that I'm personally very passionate about.
Cool. All right. Thank you, Nir. Really appreciate it. Thanks. I know you will be part, FORNOVA will be part for some other episode in the coming weeks. So looking forward to meet you again. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye. Bye. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.